outright.
Right.
You're gonna tell me, us as fans, we're sobbing in a theater for Tony Stark's death and it wasn't even real?
No, just let the sacrifice matter.
Let Tony rest.
Yeah, let Tony rest. Welcome back to Liquid Pop. This week we're going to be talking about the Dota 2 match fixing scandals, some good and not so good holiday releases, and we have special guest Supes here to talk about your theories and our theories on WandaVision and the future of the MCU. But first up, we got some quick pops. So this might be hard for some of you to hear, but Minecraft Earth is shutting down. But for those of you like me who have no idea what that is, Minecraft Earth was essentially the Minecraft version of Pokemon Go that was announced back in May of 2019. However, with the game's design largely relying on players being out in the real world, it's been almost impossible to use it to its full potential due to worldwide lockdowns. Mojang specifically stated that Minecraft Earth was designed around free movement and collaborative play, two things that have become near impossible in the current global situation. So with that came the announcement that Minecraft Earth would be completely shutting down later this year, with all player data being deleted by July 1st. Players won't be left completely high and dry though. Anyone with a remaining Ruby balance will have them converted to mine coins, and anyone who's ever spent money on Minecraft Earth will automatically get a free copy of the Bedrock edition of Minecraft. And in the esports world, Valve has permanently banned the Chinese organization Newbie from all future Valve and Perfect World Dota 2 events due to match fixing. The 2014 Dota 2 International Champions were implicated in a match-fixing scandal back in February of 2020, which resulted in the organization being banned from a variety of Chinese-based Dota 2 leagues. However, this didn't prevent the players from continuing to compete under different organizations for the second season of the Perfect World Dota 2 League. While Newbie has maintained their innocence, it seems like their appeal has failed, and both the organization and all 5 players have been permanently banned following this official statement. Valve have decided to permanently ban the Newbie Club and 5 players. The suspended clubs and players will not be allowed to participate in the official Dota 2 events hosted by Valve and Perfect World Esports. But in the entertainment world, the holiday season brought about some highly anticipated new releases to some mixed reviews. Disney finally made the choice to release Soul on Disney+, and unlike Mulan, which had an additional fee, Soul was available to anybody with a Disney+ membership. Soul tells the story of a passionate middle school music teacher named Joe who dreams of being a professional jazz musician, and when he finally gets his chance, he falls down a manhole and finds his soul proceeding to the great beyond. From here, Joe is forced to take another look at the life he's lived, his concept of purpose, and what it means to have a spark. And I love this movie. If there was ever an animated movie for adults to watch, it's this one. It is so easy to get caught up on failed potential, unachieved dreams, and let that completely define and overrun your life. And Soul seeks to break you out of those thoughts and stresses the beauty of simply living. How the pursuit of dreams shouldn't get in the way of happiness and all the amazing things out there to experience. Overall, it's had great reception, and I truly believe that it's Pixar's best outing in about 10 years. The other major release was Wonder Woman 1984, which was the first of the Warner movies to release simultaneously in theaters and on HBO Max. But unlike Soul, it got some significantly harsher reviews. Critics and viewers alike had many issues with the movie, from the runtime to the story, and while I don't find it as bad as some people, it's definitely nowhere near as good as its first installment. I think this had the chance to channel those campy and charming early 2000s vibes, for better or for worse depending on who you ask, but it just didn't come together well at all. Though it definitely helped that I went in with some significantly lowered expectations. But on to what'll hopefully be some better news in the superhero sphere. While Marvel Studios has been promising that their recently announced Disney Plus series would be getting about 6 episodes each, it looks like She-Hulk might be getting more. Based on comments from the show's 2 directors, it looks like Kat Coiro will be directing the pilot, finale, and 4 other episodes, and Anu Valia stated that she'll be doing a few episodes herself. This means we should be expecting at least 8 episodes featuring Bruce Banner's lawyer cousin Jennifer Walters. She-Hulk will star Tatiana Maslany of Orphan Black and is set to premiere sometime in 2022. But speaking of the Marvel small screen, WandaVision premieres tomorrow, and it's going to be the next show we cover here on Liquid Pop. Last week we asked you guys to submit some fan theories, and here with me today is Marvel fan theory expert himself, Supes, to help me go over some of the best submissions as we prepare for those episodes and the future of the MCU. right, and today we have Supes here. Supes is very prominent on TikTok when it comes to Marvel fan theories and a bunch of different updated news segments and things like that. But do you want to tell people like exactly what your channel's about and what you like to do and what's your passion in that area?
So first, I want to thank you guys for having me on. Guys, if you don't know me, my name is Supes. I've built my passion and my brand around my passion for superheroes. You know, I've loved the concept of superheroes since before I could even walk. I grew up watching the Christopher Reeve, Michael Keaton Batman films. And now, you know, superheroes have just become so much more prominent and have literally become a staple of our culture today. And, you know, with all of the stuff that we have coming, like moving forward, we're not even getting started. So I'm just so excited to be able to cover it and to be able to connect with fans all around the world talking about superheroes, bringing that energy and sharing our passion. So I'm excited to talk more about superheroes today.
Hell yeah, that's what we love to hear here. All right, so the first fan theory we have is from Louis on Caffeine, or Lewis on Caffeine from Twitter. I have a feeling that mutants have existed in the MCU from the beginning. Much like the wizards in Harry Potter, mutants might have an organized society that operates right under the noses of non-mutants with special safeguards that would ensure mutants stay hidden. I've kind of had thoughts about that too. I feel like the more things went on in the MCU, that theory kind of like left for me, but I don't necessarily think that's I don't think that's a bad theory.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what they're going to do, but I could definitely see that being very easily being a reason. How about you?
Yeah, so for me, again, I agree with this theory. I think mutants have been around since the beginning, or I should say the mutant gene. The mutant gene
absolutely
has been around since the
absolutely.
beginning. And now, if we look to Avengers Endgame, where there has literally been 4 snaps in the span of a couple years, I think that did so much in activating that mutant gene in a lot of people, creating more mutants that we're going to see in upcoming Marvel projects.
Yeah, for sure. I know that a lot of it comes down to the snaps and just the sheer amount of times of people going back in time to different timelines. And we saw like Loki jumped off on a timeline. So right there, that changed something. Every time they went back, something little got affected. So I agree. The mutant gene's definitely been around, but then I think something happened to spark it off. Yeah. But
The next theory comes from Witzman24 on Instagram. Witzman puts, Wanda breaks the universe and splits the multiverse, which leads to Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. So I think this theory is extremely plausible. You know, we know that WandaVision is going to set up Spider-Man 3 and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And with WandaVision primarily dealing with an alternate reality, I think that this series is going to end on a crazy battle where Wanda kind of taps into her true power. You know, Kevin Feige has described Wanda's journey in this show as a journey from her going from being Wanda to truly being Scarlet Witch. And I think we're going to see that, and it's going to lead to the multiverse going into madness.
Yeah, I totally agree because, you know, in classic X-Men, she's all powerful. She can make people believe anything she wants. She can alter everybody's reality. So if she even gets like a fraction of that power in here, that's insane things can happen.
So now we got another theory coming in from Cell_0801 from Twitter. Cell puts, Wanda will have to accept that Vision is dead in the finale. It seems like she is going to do the right thing, but she chooses the selfish path and permanently alters reality to bring him back to life. That's something that I think is very plausible for us to see.
Yeah.
Again, seeing this entire series is about seeing Wanda cope with her pain. The reason she creates or immerses herself in this crazy alternate reality where life is exactly how she wants it is because the real life that she, you know, has is just so painful for her. She's lost so much in the MCU. So
everything.
I think in the finale, I don't think we see Vision come back.
I can definitely agree with that. The end of that theory just kind of said this ripple effect will be the problem that Doctor Strange faces in his movie. Yeah. So do you think, I could definitely
1,000.
absolutely see that. Because I agree. I'm definitely of the belief that whatever's going on in WandaVision is something of her own creation and Vision stays dead. And this is just kind of her dealing with everything that's happened while also figuring out her powers, which will then cause the ripples throughout the MCU that builds off the stuff we've already gotten. So I definitely, that's a great theory. I think that one's great. So next one is from Eric Zambin on Instagram. They should have brought back the Olsen twins to fill in and make Avengers Full House. I think they did confirm that there's like a Full House segment in the show, I think, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. So there's definitely gonna be some Full House vibes in a Marvel project, which is something I never thought we would see or experience.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, for those who don't know, because some people don't, shockingly enough, Elizabeth Olsen is actually the sibling of the Olsen twins. She's the younger sister. So yeah, if they wanted to have a lot of fun with it, they could definitely do that, but time will tell there.
Oh my god, you know what would be such a fun Easter egg? If they're like neighbors.
That would be funny, actually. That would be really funny.
Ruroni1029 on Twitter says, the instant Wanda destroyed the Mind Stone, she created a pocket universe for an indefinite amount of time for her and Vision to live out, and Doctor Strange eventually has to snap her out of it and break her free of the illusion before everything is destroyed.
I just think that she has so many of her own powers that I don't necessarily think she even needs to do that, but I guess it depends on the direction the show really wants to go. Yeah,
and I think either early on in the series or at some point in this series, we're going to find out how Wanda created this weird alternate reality, and I think a lot of it is going to come down to the fact that she's in a vulnerable spot after Endgame. After Endgame, she has literally no one, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see Wanda like homeless, and then Agatha Harkness approaches her kind of like, you have the power to create your own reality, life exactly as you want it, and then Agatha actually teaches her how to do that.
Totally agree. I do like this theory just because it's like not something, I don't think I've actually seen this one before. So like based on like just a fun theory, that one's good. I do think it is just going to be her own powers, but I like it. It's a good one. Muditi Yadav on Instagram. I'm sure I messed that up. I'm so sorry. But Doctor Strange finds a possibility in which Tony Stark won't die and finds a way to reverse time. I disagree with that. I think Tony Stark, like, just let him rest, man. Let him rest. I get why people want Tony back. I totally get it. But it removes the sacrifice from the moment. It takes away the impact of that moment and basically makes it so that Endgame doesn't matter. And I don't think they'll go in a direction that cheapens the conclusion of their first phase, of that first major phase of the MCU. I don't think they'd do that personally. Yeah,
I'm with you 100%. You know, Marvel isn't gonna go back and kind of just like take away all of the emotion out of Tony's sacrifice when all of us as fans were just sobbing in a theater, because Marvel is genius and Marvel is known for their fake deaths, but Tony Stark dying was a real one, and that's why we were all crying. I agree.
Yep, I totally agree. So now we're gonna deliberate and figure out what we think the best 3 theories were. All right, so after some deliberation, we have our top 3. We kind of did a few different ones. We did one that we really agree with, one that we don't necessarily agree with, but we thought was creative. And because I did say you could send your wackiest and weirdest theories, we went with one of those too. So first up, from Cell0801 on Twitter, Wanda will have to accept that Vision is dead in the finale. It seems like she is going to do the right thing, but she chooses the selfish path and permanently alters reality to bring him back to life. This ripple effect will be the problem that Doctor Strange faces in his movie. So we like that one a lot. We think that that's definitely a very logical and probable direction for the show and the MCU to go. So you're getting yourself some apparel. And then next one up, if Supes wants to take the next one.
Yeah, the next one comes from Ruroni1029 on Twitter. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name, but they put, the instant Wanda destroyed the Mind Stone and created a pocket universe for an indefinite amount of time for her and Vision to live out, and Doctor Strange eventually has to snap her out of it and break free of the illusion before everything is destroyed. Decker isn't a replicant. So this was a very interesting theory. We don't necessarily agree with it, but it was very creative, and it's something that I've never seen before on the internet, so props to you, bro.
Yeah, so that's I have same feelings there. And then the last one is our just kind of fun theory from Eric Zambin on Instagram. They should have brought back the Olsen twins to fill in and make an Avengers Full House. Love it. That's great. That's just the kind of forward thinking we need in this world.
Yes.
So you are getting yourself some Marvel Liquid apparel.
Let's go.
Yeah, that one's super fun. But thank you so much for Supes and for everybody who contributed their theories. There were so many really good ones, interesting ones, a lot of things to think about. So once again, thank you so much, Supes, for being on to talk some theories and the future of the MCU. I hope to talk to you about the first episode of WandaVision, but where can people find you?
So you guys can find me over on YouTube, Supes. We're about to hit 100K over there. You guys can also catch me over there on TikTok, Supes on TikTok, _Supes_ on Instagram. And just know that once WandaVision hits Disney Plus this Friday, I will be chirping about it all over these socials. So make sure to check me out on all of those social media platforms.
Awesome. Thanks so much. So that is going to do it for this week's episode of Liquid Pop. Thank you all so much for watching and submitting your fan theories. If one of your theories was the one we decided was the top 3, keep an eye out on your DMs so that we can get in touch with you to send out the apparel. I hope you're all having a fantastic start to the New Year's. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. That's a lot to say. There's already going to be a pause no matter what. And the other major release was Wonder Woman 1984, which was the first not Marvel, which was the first, okay, sorry.